can't do that.
Good!
Oh,
Who do you see?
Daddy.
Who's this person?
Mommy.
And who's this person?
Daddy.
Okay, son. Is that better?
A wee bit back.
A wee bit back?
You go.
Okay.
Hey, Daddy. Talk.
Okay. My name's Martin McGann. I'm a teacher. I'm 31 years old and I am Daithi's daddy.
My name is Seth, which is short for Persephone. I'm 25. I'm studying part-time in Ulster University and I am Daithi's mummy. My life before Daithi came along was a whole lot more different to now. I was a first year student in Queen's University, so whenever I found out I was pregnant then was a big shock, but it turned out to be the best thing that happened to me.
At Seth's 20-week scan, we were going to the 20-week scan and originally we were going to find out the sex of the baby.
Well, we're more just an excited young couple and looking to see the baby's face and see if he's sucking his thumb, if it's a boy or a girl. The radiographer had said to me, we're just going to check the baby's heart here, just make sure everything's fine. And
I didn't realise anything was happening at the time because I was so excited, but Seth had noticed that the radiographer's face had, and she was very nervous.
Martine wasn't looking, but I was staring at her face because you can always tell by somebody's face, and I just seen it fall. And she said, there's something wrong and I'm going to have to get a second opinion here. She left the room.
We lived quite close to the hospital and we could walk from the hospital to home. And I can remember that when we found out that, and all we found out was that your child has a heart condition and it looks to be a very serious one. We left the hospital and we didn't speak for a few hours. We just kind of tried to process everything.
Fast forward 5 weeks later, we got the confirmation from paediatric cardiology that he has a condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which essentially means he would be born with half a working heart then. He was born on the 21st of October 2016 and it was all very chaotic, there was a lot of monitors involved and a lot of doctors, nurses. The whole room was absolutely packed with people just ready to pounce, in case they had to intervene. But all I repeated the whole couple of days was all I want to do is hold him before he goes to neonatal. It's all I want to do. And I was allowed to hold him for about 10 seconds. Holding Daithi for the first time was just pure bliss, I'd spent so many months picturing his wee face and thinking about him, and it was just a moment of pure love.
You know what, really, throughout Seth's pregnancy, I just kind of put it to the back of my head and didn't really think about it. But when Daithi was born, he was brought to London. And after that, really, that's when, you can't hide anymore. And, you're there, you're in London. And Daithi had his first open heart surgery when he was 4 days old in Evelina Hospital.
It was a horrible time of our lives, to be honest. I mean, you see on TV and cinema and things open heart surgeries, but you never see it on a wee tiny little baby. The one thing that stuck out to me was the surgeon saying, his heart is the size of a walnut, and they were going in and working magic on him and giving him a wee bit of extra time.
It went to plan medically, but Daithi's body didn't respond the way they would have thought.
We had to sign consent forms and, we were told all the risks and things weren't looking too good for him. But it was the only chance he had and we were going to give him every chance. So signed him away, gave him a wee kiss, and he came back and he was on life support for 6 days. And that was tough, his chest was open for 18 days. We could see his wee heart beating and he was sedated and really he was fighting to hang on,
In January 2018, we got the devastating news that There was nothing else that the doctors could do for Daithi in London, and that a heart transplant would be his only chance. Fortunately for Daithi, he was accepted onto the list on the 1st of June of 2018. So that makes him over 3 years on the waiting list for the gift of a new heart. And that is when, really in June 2018, our Donate for Daithi campaign started.
He is absolutely nuts. He's a wee rascal and he is every will and turn of his daddy. Boxing mad, football mad, you know, loves all the sports, thinks he's one of the lads. And he's really coming on leaps and bounds. You know, he was tube fed for quite a long time, and it's amazing just to see him running about speaking and holding conversations with people, being cheeky, being a wee rocket, you know. And he's just, the personality just shines out of him. I'm so proud of who he's becoming. Yeah, my hope for the future is that Daithi grows up and is able to experience a fantastic life full of love and memories.
The aims of our Donate for Daithi campaign are to promote organ donation and raise awareness of the benefits of organ donation through Daithi's personal story. A friend of ours worked with a heart charity who is a massive Coleraine fan. That friend, he reached out to say that Coleraine had a pink European jersey and that it would be a perfect way to raise a bit of awareness of organ donation, because pink is the colour of NHS organ donation. Organ donation does not discriminate. Organ donation doesn't know any borders, any club jerseys or any flags or emblems. You know, Daithi himself, he's a Cliftonville fan, which are rivals of Coleraine, but that's the thing, we're just so delighted that Daithi and his wee smile, he has managed to unite all politicians in this country, and that wee smile can unite football clubs on this one question. I know they're rivals on the field and that's a good thing, but if his smile can unite those clubs, you know, all clubs, then we were just so happy. And that's why, you know, we're just absolutely delighted that on one of the biggest games of the year for Coleraine, that they have decided that they're willing to help us in our campaign. So it's just a massive for us, our family, and for the Donate for Daithi campaign. The best way for people to support our Donate for Daithi campaign is to consider joining the organ donor register. It takes less than 2 minutes to do so, and you could one day save up to 9 lives. More importantly, again, is to have the conversation about organ donation. Have that wee chat with your loved ones and your family to make sure that they know your organ donor decision. Like, there's no amount of money in the world that can save our Daithi's life, but a simple conversation can. Right, I'll say it and then count to 3 and then you do it, okay? Organ donation saves lives. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's good. Do it.